Hello and welcome to Taekwondo Training. I'll be instructor for today's show, Bob Lemire. What I like to do on today's show is, again, we do basics. I like to keep it basic, so if you're at home want to watch, maybe first time training, or even if you're an advanced student, the more you train, it's all repetition. So the more you do this repetition, and a lot of my shows, you say, wow, I heard him say that over and over and over. Then you're going to hear me say that all the time, because repetition is the only way that you can start excelling in the martial arts or any sport. Okay, and that's practice. What I'm going to do today is, especially if you're for smaller people, women, children maybe, older people, you get attacked by someone, and people say, oh, if they're a big person, they can overwhelm you. I don't care what kind of martial arts you know, they'll take you down. Maybe that's right, okay? Maybe there's something that you can do to slow them down or to stop them from attacking you. Everyone's body, and I don't care if you're the big Arnold Schwarzenegger or the Hulk, Lou Ferrigno, the whole group of big guys. There's vulnerable spots on everyone's body that you cannot. I don't care how much weight training or whatever you do, that you can stop these vulnerable spots on your body from being a part of some part that can be attacked, and you can slow your opponent down. Some of them can kill your opponent. Some of them can cripple them. What I'm showing you on this show is something that parents make sure, if your children are watching, they don't play with each other. And I have to keep saying that. I just want to make sure that people are learning how to protect themselves. And this show today, what I'm showing you, you could hurt someone bad, but you got to protect yourself. Yourself and your family are the number one. All right? Everything else after that, you worry about later on. If someone's attacking you or your family, you have to know how to stop the attacker. All right? A lot of times when someone's attacking you, they're completely probably out of their minds. They probably never trained because they could be unstable. So in my thing, it's to my advantage that they have no idea what they're doing, because they're just going to try to grab you and flail. And in the meantime, you're going straight for their vulnerable spots. You either stop them or you can try to get away. No matter what you do to work out, your knee joints are weak. Right? You can work out the muscles around them and kind of support them a little better, but the knee joints are weak. The groin area, right? We're talking men and, well, men, but men, the groin area is weak, all right? And unless you have some kind of protection, like as what they would say, a cup and a cup supporter, as they do in sports, it's in a vulnerable spot. The solar plex is very weak, and unless you practice that certain spot, you're going to hit the chest or the stomach. So I really don't push that, but that solar plex, with a good punch or a good kick, stop your opponent. Your throat, all right? Especially men, your Adam's apple, everything around here, your neck. And even though you do lift a lot of weights, the neck, the veins and the nerve system on your neck, all right, vulnerable to attacks, all right? Your jaw, very loose, unless people are really holding it tight, and even still, a good shot to the jaw breaks the jaw. The whole nose, all right? Bridge of the nose itself. The eyes are unbelievably weak. You can't train you can't do muscles on your eyes to protect your eyes. So if the eyes go, they can't see you. All right, the temple, all right, the whole head. All right, this is the computer part of your body, the mainframe, whatever they call it, keeping that whole computer going. You get rid of that, unplug that, and everything else falls apart. I'm going to show you some very basic moves to get to these vulnerable spots quick. All right, and especially if someone's coming in close, and they come in, they want to grab you, or they grab you and they're going to punch you. You learn to make a quick move, and you can save yourself a lot of heartache and bruises, or maybe save your life. All right. I'm going to start with just some hand moves, and we've done this before, but I like to repeat certain ones so that people can protect themselves. All right. So if you says, I've seen it before, but let's see, and I'll add more stuff. I try to add a little more advanced here and there. All right. The throat itself. All right. Someone grabs you, and you want to and you don't know what to do and you want to punch. Well, if you punch, but you punch to the throat, see, it's kind of big. It's big and flat, you know, it's round, and you're going to hit the jaw, which is fine. You want to hit the jaw. But if you were going for the throat, what you want to do, okay, almost shaped like a U, all right, or a C, all right. Take your hands, put your fingers very tight together. Your muscle right here is very tight. Someone grabs you and you come straight up, all right? And notice I do a hip jog, but even if you didn't do a hip jog, boom. You went like this, and you see how this just, it cuffs right underneath. You hit there very quickly, they're going to choke, all right? And if you hit them really hard, you're going to really do some damage, all right? So it's just, come on. So they've grabbed you. They're going to punch you with the other hand, but you come up straight. So look at how very quickly this is. Even if they're on top of you, boom. Right under here, all right? Boy, that's pretty easy. You know, you're in the mirror and you just, and you notice how I always turn. That's to get the snap at the end. I don't go just straight. I don't do this, all right? Just like a punch. All right? Straight in there, under here. Very easy. You know, if their throat was down, you'd probably hit the chin, but the chances you getting under here are good. They're gonna stop. They should. And if they didn't say you hit them here, then a quick elbow. So you hit them here, they choked, they brought their head down, bah! You come in with an elbow, so, choo. 1, 2, right? That elbow hits him in the jaw, hits him in the nose, hit him in the eye. You know, and as long as you hit the head, you're going to hit something, right? And as I say, it's very weak up there. Right? You can't train all your muscles in your face to be big and, you know, you can't stop that type of pain, all right, or injury, which is good, all right? We want that vulnerability for everyone, not that one person figured out a way, oh, no matter what you do to me, I'm like a sheet of armor. No, it doesn't work that way. All right, so boom, come straight underneath here. We also have what we call spare finger, and the spare finger could get under there too. A little more advanced, but spare finger is, and it's just like what we call, here's your fingers, all, you know, you take your fingers, you press them hard together and you bend your middle finger and the other fingers follow suit. Take your thumb and you press very hard, all right, against your side of your hand. So it makes this tight. And the spare finger is good for the solar plex, the groin area, the eyes, all right, the throat also, all right. Your fingers are bent a little, because if they were straight and you hit, you could snap them back. But if they bend and they go too far into the target, they'll bend in this way, so you won't break them. But take your fingers and take this spare finger. It's also the knife hand. You do this and you got a knife hand and a spare finger, so it's the same type of motion. Take that, touch your throat just a little. All right? You can't touch your eyes because you hurt your eyes, even if you just touch them lightly. All right? That's your vulnerability. All right? So boom, it comes straight in. All right? If I did that to your eye, all right, you have to be practicing until you get to that point. Person's really high, maybe no. Person's close to you, you come straight in, boom. The Three Stooges used to do that. And actually, we have a two-finger attack to the eyes, all right? The Three Stooges used to do that, and it was funny and stuff, and, you know, many, many years ago. But you can't be playing around with your friends, and little guys can't say, oh, look at, boom, because you're going to hit each other eventually. You don't want any accidents. So this is, you do it in the mirror, or you do it on a pad or a dummy pad, you know. We can't play around with this. This is serious, serious stuff. So two-finger attack, and that's all that is two fingers this way, boom, you come straight in. You hit somebody in the eye, they're going to let you go because they can't see. All right? And they don't know what kind of damage. You don't know, when you get hit in the eyes, you don't know what kind of damage is going on. Now you're nervous. Spare finger to the eye or spare finger to the throat. See how I'm doing this? Again, I'm not just going like this. I bring it up, straight to the throat. Big guy's got you, boom, you're going straight up under his throat. All right, here. All right, with the arc hand or spare finger. You could go with a punch. You could punch someone under here. As I say, it gets bound up. All right, so to get it up under there really tight, all right, without any problem, you want your hands in certain areas. And a knife hand's the same way. All right, but knife hand, unless you want to hit on the side of the head because they're grabbing you, there's a knife hand. So spare finger, knife hand form the same way. All right. If I come back, if somebody grabs me, I come back and hit him here on the side of the neck. You could knock him out. All right. This whole nervous system in this whole area, people put each other to sleep in certain wrestling moves and whatever because of the way the veins are in the nervous system. It goes right to your head, and if it doesn't put you to sleep, it'll knock you out. So the throat is very, very, very weak. All right, and even if you built up your muscles and stuff, it's still weak. It's weak up here. Your jaw, pretty weak. All right. Some people have steel jaws, they call them, or boxes and stuff. If you have your jaw wide open, you can break it easy. So a lot of times, if people are fighting, they have a mouthpiece and they're tight. They want to keep it all together, because if anybody dislocated their jaw, even slightly, you can't chew for months until you get it popped back in or whatever you. I've had it done, and it's not. Yeah, I say, no, I'm all right, and I'm chewing, and my teeth aren't aligned. You had to have it kind of replaced back. The bridge of the nose, all right. Someone grabbing you, they're close to you. Now you can punch, all right. But when you punch, you kind of jam yourself up. You're not going to get, and you'll hit the top of the mouth. We have what we call palm heel here, the palm attack, right? And you take your fingers, right? And you want to hit with this palm, and see how. And all it is if you're right on top of me, boom, here. So I could do under the jaw, or I could do the bridge of the nose, right here. It'll break the nose right away. It's very powerful. It's almost like a punch. You're not using your knuckles or that hard part. You're using this part, which is kind of soft. But it's one motion, one move. All right? Look at it. Come straight up, boom, and I'm twisting again. Not doing much of a hip jog, even if you didn't do a hip jog. They've grabbed you. Even if they grab you with both hands, you come up in between both hands. You hit them here. Now, if you want to follow up after you hit them with any of these hand moves, they're right on top of you. Give them a knee to the groin. All right? So now they get hit. All right? They might even move back a little. Boom, you come in straight here. Then you run. You get out of harm's way. Or you hit them here and snap it. Little side thrust kick to the knees. See how I'm going for the vulnerable spots? The groin for the knee, all right? And boom, you hit them. You slam down on their knee. Now they're all over the place, all right? Now you take off. You don't sit there and keep beating up on them because you don't know if, always assume someone has a weapon. Never know if someone has a gun, if they have a knife or a pipe or whatever. Gun, you're going to have a hard time. Someone pointing a gun at you, give them whatever they want, all right? Throw your keys, throw your wallet or whatever. Give everything you want. And it would only be a last-ditch effort for you to save yourself because the gun's too fast. Knife, bat, pole, a pipe. You really don't want to fight with them, but if you have to keep your hands up, block, and then go right for their vulnerable spots. You don't want to block and then punch them in the chest or punch them in the. You might hurt their chest, but you're not going to have the vulnerable spot to put them and stop them. And as I say, the eyes are just so vulnerable. All right, especially if a woman's very small, petite, and the guy grabs her, and she has nice long nails. All right. You take them nails, and it's going to be like what a spear or what a knife, and go straight for the eyes. The face, but go for the eyes. All right? You hit someone in the eyes with nails, it's all over. All right? Even if they got to close their eyes quick, you'll go right through that eyelid. All right? You've got to stop your attacker. That's the main thing you want to do. And then go. Stop your attacker and run. Meantime, someone grabs you, scream, do whatever you have to do to get as much attention as you can from the surrounding people. Bullies and people who attack, and they want it quiet. You know, they'll grab you. Just don't say a word. Don't say a word. You scream. You start screaming, and you go right for the face. All right? Or the groin, or the knees. All right? As I say, you know, there are a lot of, all your joints are vulnerable. That's why when in judo and grappling, jiu-jitsu, they go so that they get your joint and you don't tap out. They snap your joint. They snap your arm. Taekwondo, we're a little different, all right? We're going for that smash. That's a whole different world on arm, you know, your elbows and stuff. You're not going to do as much damage with an attack. Your knees, yes, because they're standing on their feet. Now all their pressure's in. If you can hit that knee in a good spot, and the bigger they are, the harder they fall. They have more weight that's on that knee. It doesn't take much power or pressure to take down a big person by their knees. Groin area is the same thing. I don't go too much into that, but you understand how the pain and the accessibility and so easy, whether it's a front snap kick, whether it's a front snap kick or a knee to the groin area, all right, even a punch, all right, or a spare finger, you get and hit that area, the lightest type of tap, and it hurts, all right? The pain is going to stop your attacker. The idea is to stop that attacker from constantly trying to hurt you one way or another. They're going to want to either grab you, choke you, put you in some kind of headlock. And you have to think, and now is the time to practice it, all right? Whether you're married or have a boyfriend or friends that are together, or practice the moves. This is what I would do. You don't have to go hard. One mistake and you're going to hurt them bad. But say, all right, here, I'm going to go here. Go in the mirror by yourself. Here, all right? All right? To the fingers, 2 fingers to the eyes, spare finger to the eyes, with a claw. They call it like a bear claw, whatever. Certain martial arts have different names. Even Taekwondo has, different schools have different names for certain moves. So when I say something, they go, oh, he don't even know what he's calling. He's calling something else. That's what we called it at our school. All right, doesn't make it wrong. All right, you come in, your hands are wide open this way. All right, come in straight to the eyes. You can actually hit the bridge of the nose and hit the eyes at the same time. A little advanced. All right, all right. Here, and the eyes. You hit the eyes. Notice I keep the other hand up, because maybe I want to do both sides. Just because you're hitting with one side doesn't mean you can do something. You can't do something with your other hand. So if I was to do, say, palm attack to the bridge of the nose, then come in and hit the side of the neck right after, I'm hitting them with a 1-2. Once you hit someone in a good vulnerable spot, they're going to move to try to get away from that spot, or their head will go in the opposite direction. Then you meet them. So now they're going in the direction you're going in. So if I come up here and then come in here, or up here and then here, all right, I can do combinations. And there's unlimited amount of combinations in Taekwondo or any martial art. There's endless. You find a couple that you might want to do, right? Especially with legs, your legs and your upper body, your hands, your elbows. You do both of them together. That means if your attacker's hands are up here, he opened up his lower part. If he's down here, so there's always going to be an open spot. If you can think quick enough, all right, and just say, all right, go for it. you don't want to just stand there. Is they grabbing you and they're going to strangle you or they're going to push you? Just don't want to scream and say, please don't. It's too late. They're coming after you. Give it your best shot. There are videos out there of little 6, 7, 8-year-olds stopping someone trying to kidnap them on YouTube. Just YouTube it, and you'll probably see some of them. And the little kid flipping out, throwing punches and kicks. He's the only little kid. But the guy's trying to grab him, and this little kid's like a Tasmanian devil, you know. Guy takes off. And the kid's screaming, and people are noticing, all right? You know, even though someone might think, oh, that might be a father and son. Well, not if it looks like that, and not if something looks that violent. You're going to have people step in and help. So to show your children that you don't just walk away with people. Hey, you're going to come with me, and you got to teach them, all right, at a young age. You know, 4, 5, 6. If someone says, come with me, I'm going to take you, your mother wants me to pick you up. Give them a word, all right? That's the code. And have them, the minute someone says, we got to do this, and they don't know them, say, what's the code? If there's no code, you scream, you yell, you do whatever you can, all right? How easy is that? And the code could be pineapple. The code could be apple. The code could be Santa Claus. And they don't know the code, all right? And if you're going to have someone pick up your child, make sure your child, and they ask for that code, all right? And even on the phone, someone calls you, all right, and says, and now this is a new thing because of AI and all that happy stuff. Oh, we have your son. It sounds like your son. Now they can make it sound like it's your son, or maybe even have videos. All right, it's your son. He's in jail. He needs money. Here, you talk to him. What's the code? If there's no code, if Santa Claus doesn't come up, sorry, this isn't true. All right, so you probably heard of that. Most people have, but if you haven't, if I can help somebody down the road with just that little point of view or information. So as we practice this, we're almost out of time. As we practice these easy, all right? And they're easy to do, but the problem is when we're doing something like this, to get the direction and to hit the target. And that's just even you hitting a piece of paper just over and over and over, all right? No matter how strong they are, if you hit that vulnerable spot on the strongest man in the world, you hit him in the eye, he's gonna back off. No one wants to try to fight you when their eye's hanging or bleeding or they can't see out of it. All right. So these little vulnerable and these little techniques, all right, to the head area, to the knees, to the groin, kind of practice them. And you know, you're standing around waiting for something, and you just want to practice this. Notice how it's my side thrust. You want to practice this. And I'm not kicking high. I'm kicking low, or I'm kicking to the groin area. Look at it. Now notice how I chamber first. I don't go quick kick like that. I chamber, snap it out. And chamber is this, snapping back to the groin area, to the knee. Side thrust, chamber, side thrust, to the knee. All right? And, you know, you could always do higher. You do a side thrust right under the throat. You can do front rounds and everything right to the face. A lot of kicks to the face, lights out, all right? Especially if you had a shoe on, all right? It's almost like you're getting hit with a bat, wherever you get hit in the face, all right? So, and now those are high kicks, so you have to have the flexibility and the training. But the training for your hands right now, up, keep them tight if you can, ready for block, all right? Boom, spare finger, arc hand, all right? Palm attack, punch, all right? Elbow, all right? We didn't do back fist also, all right? Back fists are easy, your hands are up, you're hitting with your middle finger and your index finger. You're hitting with those two knuckles, right? To that, any part of the face, all right? And take your two knuckles and touch any part of your face, all right? Very lightly, and you're going to say, wow, that hurts. What if you give them a snap? All right? Even without the hip jog. All right? That's a tough part of your hand. Make sure your hands are tight. Thumbs here, not inside, not hanging up here. Thumbs here. Keep that thumb out of the way because you'll break it if you don't and you do something wrong. Plus, it adds to the tightness. You want that tight. Bah! Now you got a rock. You got a bat. All right? Any part of the face. The face is vulnerable. All the little areas in the face. Eyes, nose, jaw, throat underneath the throat. All right? Temple. All right? The ears also, that's a whole different world. But you hit someone hard enough in the ears, you're going to blow the eardrum right out. There's technique there. I won't go there right now, but we're done with the show. Hope you enjoyed the show. We're on YouTube, USTS, not USTS, Taekwondo, Bob Lemire. You'll see all my shows, lots of shows, a lot of different techniques. You can train with me, half-hour shows, nothing too crazy. And we're on drakatv.org weekly. Okay, so I hope you enjoy these shows. So next time, have fun and train hard.